Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday afternoon to you all, and welcome to a brand new show here at the Hardcore Sports. It's called the Wrestling Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, is the inaugural broadcast, and we're going to give it to you here on this telecast, ladies and gentlemen. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to discuss wrestling headlines in the news. Ladies and gentlemen, it's almost 2 months and the wrestling world has been turned upside down with the McMahon scandal, the WrestleMania main event, and so much more. We're going to discuss it all here today on the Wrestling Chronicles. Ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all so much for tuning in, and thank you all. It's been a long, arduous journey, but ladies and gentlemen, I got my new show, got a brand new thing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestling Chronicles. Welcome to the streams, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to all points in between, because today is the day we present to you the Wrestling Chronicles, powered by the Hardcore Sports.
Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take a new song.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Chronicles, and thank you all so much for tuning in to the Hardcore Sports Network. We are going to talk about headlines that were in wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And for most of you who didn't see or hear the wrestling experience, I did talk about this story, but I'm going to go over it again with you. And bear with me for a second. This story is about QT Marshall, ladies and gentlemen. QT Marshall has been with AEW since the inception, ladies and gentlemen. His departure from the promotion after his contract expired. However, QT Marshall, ladies and gentlemen, is poised to make his return to the company, and details about his responsibilities have been revealed. And in case you missed it, QT Marshall publicly announced his resignation from AEW via social media post. In addition, the current AEW star, Marshall's departure from the company was significant loss to the talent, ladies and gentlemen. AEW President Tony Khan says he spoke highly of QT Marshall and emphasizes that the door is always open for him to return to the company. Marshall decided to take up on his office. Wesley, how you doing? Thank you so much for the chat. Thank you so much, Wesley, for those comments. QT Marshall took up Tony Khan's offer and returned to the company. Ladies and gentlemen, Chauncey. Thank you, Chauncey, for that comment. Thank you so much for your comment and your feedback. Wesley and Sean, two loyal soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for your time and energy. Greatly appreciate it. So Marshall returns to AEW, and I guess he's going to be a trainer. He's not going to be in the in ring anymore. So Marshall is back in AEW. He took his ball home and went home with it when his contract expired. Him and Tony Khan had a disagreement. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah, look out now. Sarah, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. And So Marshall is back. Marshall is back in AEW, ladies and gentlemen. So he's back, and yeah, he's gonna be a trainer for AEW, ladies and gentlemen. So that's gonna be good. So congratulations to QT Marshall. Being a baby. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know what else to say. Him and Tony Khan just couldn't get along, and then all of a sudden they patched up their differences, and now he's back in AEW. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another story that we've been following for a very long time, as you all know. The the and this all ties into the McMahon scandal, ladies and gentlemen. If you did not see the wrestling experience, ladies and gentlemen, we did a 3-hour conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully. We did a 3-hour conversation about Vince McMahon and the scandal, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. This has dominated the internet world from the end of January all up until this point, ladies and gentlemen, because more things are coming out. More things are coming out about this. Now, following the tragic passing of Ashley Mazzaro in 2019, disturbing allegations emerged surrounding her time with WWE, and the company covered up the alleged assault, ladies and gentlemen, that happened to Ashley in 2007. Purported cover up, ladies and gentlemen, about the sexual assault. Now, if you all don't know this, ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Mazzaro was assaulted and raped in 2007 in Kuwait, ladies and gentlemen, when the WWE did tribute to the troops. In response to the allegations, listen to this. In response to the allegations, WWE vehemently denied any acknowledgement of the assault, asserting that either Vince McMahon nor the company management had been informed of the incident by Mazzaro and anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin, how are you? Thank you so much. It's too. All right. Yeah, I know, Justin. I know, Justin. I know it's very depressing. I understand, Justin. But this case is absolutely riveting. I'm going to get to this story. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on it, and then we're going to move on. So, I'm finally here, watching a video. Yes, thank you, Justin. I greatly appreciate it, and welcome to the Wrestling Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. And so, getting back to the story, a close friend of Mazzara, Cara, who's named Cara, offered a different perspective while speaking to News Nation, ladies and gentlemen, alleging that Mazzaro had indeed confided in WWE executives, including Vince and Stephanie McMahon. So she went to Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon about the assault, only to be met with threats and directed to keep her matter quiet. According to Pippa, Mazzaro felt unsupported, unsafe during the encounter, despite the attempts by the locker room doctor to offer her sympathy. Furthermore, Pippa claims that the Mazzaro and subsequent phone conversations with WWE while still in Kuwait during the Vince McMahon and Stephanie attempt to downplay her concerns, although the matter matter that made her feel manipulated and discarded. So, Raphael, how are you? Raphael, salute to you. Raphael, how are you? Um, I'm going to tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen. This story is disturbing. This story is disgusting. This story is absolutely one of the most shocking and riveting things that I've ever met. Now, again, like I said, we had a 3 hour conversation on the wrestling experience. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome to go back and look at that conversation. But as a wrestling fan, ladies and gentlemen, for so many years, I don't respect anything what happened here with this poor woman. This poor woman, ladies and gentlemen, was pillaged. This poor woman was discarded and humiliated. And Stephanie McMahon should be ashamed of herself, along with Vince McMahon, along with everyone else who was involved in this story. You sit up there and you do be a bully campaign and all this kind of stuff. You don't practice what you preach. Not at all. Not at all. And I feel very bad for this poor woman. I'm so sorry that she took her own life and that her mental health was destroyed by this incident. Terrible. Just absolutely terrible. I hope that justice will prevail and that the court systems will finally take Mr. McMahon where he belongs and all of his cronies. I don't have any more to say than that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just terrible. Just sad. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on, shall we? Despite the fans' rejection of seeing him in the main event of WrestleMania 40 against his cousin Roman Reigns, The Rock showing his dark side the last few weeks, he remains true to love for the business and the fans. Oh, geez. Yes, Justin, I agree with your assessment. I hope Ashley rest in peace and that her family gets the justice that they seek and that the court system will finally step in and do justice for everyone who was affected by this horrific scandal. Um, so let me go back and let me just go back and read this. Um, Despite the fans' rejection against Roman Reigns and The Rock at WrestleMania 40, according to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was The Rock himself, who took himself out of the WrestleMania 40 main event and put Cody Rhodes in after the fans' reaction. Well, hello, Mishkovsky. How are you? How's it going? Uh, Mitch, how are you doing today? So, ladies and gentlemen, according to the Wrestling Observer, um, it was The Rock who took himself out of the main event, and it was The Rock himself who created this headache for everyone. Everyone got in a tizzy, and everybody was like, I don't want the. Some wrestling fans. Not, I'm not saying all wrestling fans. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying all wrestling fans. But some of you wrestling fans, you're very fickle. You're very fickle. You really don't know what you want. You really don't know what you want. Everybody and their mom at first wanted Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. At first. But then when it came down to screwing Cody Rhodes out of the Royal Rumble spot, I'm doing great, great. Thank you very much. I great appreciate that. Thank you, Mitch. Um, According to the Wrestling Observer, okay, so it was the Rock's idea. But here's the thing with the wrestling fans. Here's the thing with the fans. Some of you fans, you first you wanted A, you got A, but then when A happened, no, that wasn't good enough for you. Then you wanted B. Okay, then you wanted B. All right, so you got B. You got Roman. You got The Rock out of the main event. We put back Cody Rhodes in this insertion, and then he's going to take on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. What are you fans going to do? What is the fans going to do if Cody fails to beat Roman at Mania? Because I have a sneaky suspicion, ladies and gentlemen. In my gut, and this is in my gut. God, I have a sneaky suspicion that we're going to be led up to a disappointment again. I love The Rock, but Cody deserves a well, yeah, well, well, yeah, well, I mean, your exception to the norm, Justin, and I greatly appreciate your thought process, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, everyone. Hit that like button. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate it. So, I don't think the fans know exactly what they want. But again, like I said before, and I'll say go back to my original thought. If he fails at WrestleMania and he doesn't defeat Roman, what is the fans going to do then? Because some of you fans are ridiculous. You sat there and you just crapped all over the fact that Cody was about to get screwed out of his Royal Rumble spot. Then when they flipped the script, and they put back Cody Rhodes. Now Cody Rhodes is a hero. He's the end all, the be all. He's everything. He's gonna take. I've heard fans all over the place on he's gonna take down. Well, he may not. He may not defeat Roman at WrestleMania. And what are you gonna do then? You certainly cannot blame The Rock's daughter for it, like you all did, and send death threats to this poor woman and bullied her on social media to the point where she had to jump off social media and cancel her accounts. Certainly can't blame her for that. So I don't know in my heart of hearts or my word of wisdom that you fans really don't know exactly what you want. You want something, yes, but you don't see the overall picture, and that's the problem with some wrestling fans. Not all fans, but some fans. You guys don't see the overall picture. You never look back. You never sit back and think in your head, gee, gee, maybe I should have never protested so much. Maybe I should have just left it alone. Maybe I should have just had The Rock take on Roman at WrestleMania. You all push the panic button and you jump to conclusions and you were angry and you were saucy and everything else in between. You were all in your feelings and everything like that because you couldn't get your way and you're stomping your feet and I'm mad. I'm gonna send this nasty letter to this person and I'm gonna send this nasty. It's not necessary. Thank you, Mitch. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to be nasty. That's not necessary, guys. It's wrestling. Don't go up there and decline your health over a storyline. I mean that doesn't make any sense. And I'm sorry that I have to be honest here. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have to be real. I have to keep it real. I'm very straightforward, ladies and gentlemen. Life is too short, ladies and gentlemen. And don't and listen. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying my way is the highway or whatever. If you believe what you believe, that's fine. I'm not going to I'm not going to stomp all over your thought process. But in my opinion, in my heart of hearts, I'm not going to get upset over a storyline or send threatening messages to somebody. What is that going to do? Is that going to change the world? Is that going to change everything? No. At the end of the day, the bottom line here is, ladies and gentlemen, we don't work for the company. We're not management. We're investors. Yeah, we're investors. But at the end of the day, we can't even write a storyline for WWE or AEW. All we can do is voice our opinion, our concern. We can do fantasy booking. We can play around with the booking, but that's about all we can do. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we buy the merchandise, we buy the tickets, we buy everything because we are investors and fans make wrestling, whether you know it or not. We make wrestling, but in the same token, in that same breath, yes, we make wrestling, but we make it at a point where we have to learn fact from fiction. So that's all I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and think about next time when you see a storyline. Don't get upset too much. Think about what you're doing before you pull the trigger. So, Rock last night was on SmackDown. I don't know if you all saw it or not. He was on SmackDown last night, insulting the people of Salt Lake City, Utah, calling um calling Cody's fans crybabies. If you didn't see SmackDown last night, ladies and gentlemen, you could always watch the encore presentation of my show, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know, guys, but the main event is set for WrestleMania. The Chambers next weekend, and we'll see what comes out of those Lexon pods. ladies and gentlemen. All right. Here's some good news also, ladies and gentlemen. As previously noted, WWE closely observed Kevin Patrick's performance as a play-by-play commentator on SmackDown with Michael Cole. Ultimately, he was let go from his position due to not meeting the management's expectations. So Kevin Patrick, ladies and gentlemen, did not meet the expectations of WWE management, which is right because um I've seen Kevin Patrick on commentary, and he made a lot of mistakes. And I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, play by play is very hard to do. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. It's very hard to do because when you are doing play by play like I do on all of our watch alongs, ladies and gentlemen, which I do, um, you have to tell a tale. You have to weave a tale. It's almost like knitting when you're knitting a scarf. You've got to weave a tale. You got to weave a tale. And then you got to bring in the audience. If you don't bring in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't bring in that audience and you don't grab that audience, what you're ultimately going to happen is it's going to look awkward and it's going to look terrible on camera. So you got to weave a tale. You got to bring the audience in. You got to bring them in. You got to embrace them. You got to take them on a journey. You got to take them on a ride and make them use their lovely imagination. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you wrestling fans do have great imaginations. I love them. And um and then of course you bring them in. So getting back to the story, Major League Soccer has announced that Patrick, whose real name is Kevin Egan, will be joining the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Patrick will be hosting the MLS 360, which is certainly a lucrative job. So congratulations to Kevin Patrick landing on his feet, getting fired from WWE, and landing on the soccer. This is great. This is great for Kevin Patrick, and I wish him the best of luck. I wish him the most best of luck in this new endeavor, and I hope he knocks them dead on Apple TV. I hope the audience will gravitate to Patrick. They will enjoy his commentary, and they will enjoy this league of soccer. Great stuff for Kevin Patrick. Nice job. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, got two more stories for you. All right. AEW talent is reportedly frustrated with Tony Khan, fueling the popularity and steady declining, even though, even though Khan presents the product as a strong light. Ladies and gentlemen, there's also frustration from a lot of circles since the talent comes to shows and see a small crowds. Since the start of the year, Khan always paints a positive picture about the company being strong due to increased revenues or bringing up ratings. They are fueling that popularity declining overall, and changes have to be made to turn it around. And he's acting like everything is fine when Khan needs to do smaller arenas ASAP, stop mentioning WWE in promos, in ring announcers, no benching at all, and stop putting a bunch of random exhibition matches across three shows, and stop bringing CMLL and New Japan wrestlers every other week. We need to see them at the Forbidden Door. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is a lot to unpack here. First of all, let's just address this. let's address this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's address this. Um, um, AEW is not perfect. The company's been around, ladies and gentlemen. The company's been around for a very long time. Okay, not a very long time, but you know what I mean. 3, 4 years, I think the company's been in existence. First of all, here's problem number one for Tony Khan's company. Here's problem number one. Problem number one is he has very, 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 very poor execution at promoting events. I've said this before, and I'll say this again, and I'll say this over and over again. Tony Khan needs a team. You have to put boots on the ground in order for you to be successful in the market that you are promoting and bringing in a live event. I've said this millions of times. Tony Khan needs a team to bring out the forefront and bring AEW to prominence. How are you going to promote something if you don't have enough leverage to bring in that audience and to bring in the crowd? Now, revenue and ratings make no, it doesn't matter. Butts and seats matters. The way it looks on camera, it matters because half of you people on the internet have been posting AEW pictures of empty arenas and make the company look bad. Chad, how are you? Thank you so much for popping into the chat. You've made the company look bad when you post these empty arena pictures. So Tony Khan looks like a fool when he sits up there and he says everything. No, it's not positive because the morale backstage is not good because they can see when they come on stage and half the arena is in black tar and all it is down the bottom is full. That's not how you do a wrestling show. A wrestling show is you have to bring in the people. And the only way to bring in the people is by promoting the correct way. And you've got to promote the correct way. You've got to drown the market. I've said this a million and one times. You've got to drown the market. Even if you're being annoying, you still got to drown the market. Put ads on radio. Put ads on billboards. Put ads on television. Drown that market. That's how you do promotion. That's how you do self-promotion. You have to drown the market. I'm telling you, that's what you have to do. I'm telling you, that's what you have to do. You've got to drown the market. Then another thing too is, why don't you do superstar appearances at the ticket sales? There's another way you can bring in the audience. Oh, Brent Baker is going to be at the TD Garden, and she's going to sign autographs. That's a great way of bringing in the audience. And she's going to sign autographs while you get the tickets. You've got to drown the market. Unfortunately, now, ladies and gentlemen, during the pandemic era, box office, I don't believe box offices anymore sell tickets. I think everything is digitally done now, and everything comes on the phone. But you can still drown the market by putting on advertisement on TV and radio and the internet. If you do all of these things, you will have a successful formula. You will. Look at WWE, how many tickets they sold for this WrestleMania. They went out there and they campaigned in every single little market that they could think of, and they drowned that market and exploded with those ticket sales. Like I said, even if you are annoying, you still got to sell those tickets. All right, so that's problem number one. Problem number two, Tony Khan needs to listen to his staff. Tony Khan needs to listen to his staff. He needs to listen to his staff ASAP. He needs to listen to his staff. And you're biting off way too much more than you can chew. You're biting too much off. So I think Tony Khan needs to stop take off his rose colored glasses and look around and see what's going on with his company. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, Chad. Um, so so Tony Khan needs a team. He needs it again. It doesn't matter whether he gets the show. He gets the show in small arenas. He still has to do the marketing aspect of it to draw the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with him bringing in New Japan wrestlers or CML wrestlers or whatever. I don't have a problem with none of that. Tony Khan just needs to stop, not look at the overall picture. There's the word again. Stop looking at the overall picture. And I don't think he puts on random matches. I don't think Tony Khan puts on random matches. I don't think so. I think for the last 2 weeks, Dynamite has been really good. They're building up the Revolution pay per view Sting's final match. I think this build has been fantastic. I don't have any issues with it. I don't think he puts on random exhibition matches. I don't think so. The only problem is, like I said, Tony Khan needs a promotional team. He needs to listen to his team. He needs to stop taking. He's got to take off those rose-colored glasses and look around on what's around. And yes, I do agree with one thing. He needs to stop focusing on WWE. He needs to stop focusing on WWE. Clean up your own house before you look in someone else's. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, gentlemen. All right. Plus, we don't care if Tony Khan brings in wrestlers on Wilder. No, it's true, Chad. We don't. I listen. Again, like I said, he needs a live event team. He needs to listen to his talent. He needs to stop with the WWE references, and he needs to just focus on the business at hand. Turn the ship around for AEW. You can't go into big arenas and not sell it out or even close to selling it out. You've got to pack in that audience. SmackDown last night drew the largest audience in Salt Lake City history last night. Did they pack them in? Yes. Because the WWE went into that market and they drowned that market, letting you know that SmackDown was coming. That's how you do a business. The AEW needs to focus on that, work on that, get that over, and be done away with it. and try to get that live event team and get yourself right. Put your bootstraps on and march forward. All right. Our final story, ladies and gentlemen. Hall of Fame Bret Hart recently commented on allegations and blasted Mr. McMahon without mercy. While speaking on his Cafe de Rene podcast, Rene Dupree shared a reaction to a WWE Hall of Fame's comment about Vince McMahon, stating that one might have considered McMahon guilty, as people who know McMahon properly know how weird he is, ladies and gentlemen. So again, we're supposed to be, we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but not in this case. With a lot of wrestlers, right? We just presume that he is guilty because the people who actually know Vince McMahon knows how effing weird he is and how odd he is. So that's what Bret Hart said. Rene Dupree then talked about the disturbing segment Vince McMahon did with the likes of Sable, Candice Michelle, and others, as he has accused McMahon of living out his fantasies on WWE TV. When I was with the company, says Bret Hart, he said, when I was with the company, I didn't really pay attention. But how were you seeing all the old now? But now you're seeing all the old clips because I saw Raw in 2003. But this shit, he says, he was doing on SmackDown. That was when he was like turning into the ultimate pervert. Like Sable was his personal like mistress or whatever, and then stuff he was doing with Candice Michelle, like Tori Wilson and all this stuff on SmackDown. I didn't watch it because I was on Raw, and I didn't really watch SmackDown. But it was almost like he was living out his fantasies right on television and right in front of us. So that's what he said. That's exactly what Bret Hart was saying. Then he was commenting on Vince McMahon, the scandal, and everything else in between. I'm going to, like I said before, and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a legitimate gripe. I don't disagree with anything what Bret Hart said about Vince McMahon. You see, there's only one word I can describe. It's gross. The man is gross. The man is absolutely 100% unequivocally gross. That's all I got to say about him. He's gross. There's no wiggle room around that. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the wrestling news. Those were wrestling headlines, ladies and gentlemen. If you all didn't see Friday Night SmackDown, like I said, the encore presentation of that show, ladies and gentlemen, is on my channel. You can go back and watch it, or you can go to the Hardcore Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. And follow the Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Facebook at Hardcore Sports. Follow them on X at Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Instagram at Hardcore Sports. And of course, subscribe to their YouTube channel. And hit that like button. Hit the like button on my channel. Hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. We greatly appreciate it. And we hope that you had a great Saturday morning, and now Saturday afternoon here at the Hardcore Sports Network. And thank you all so much for tuning in to the Wrestling Chronicles. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Q&A. If you have any questions for me in the chat, Type away. Type away and ask me some questions before we say goodbye on the debut show of the Wrestling Chronicles. Type away. Type away. Ask me any questions you like on the Wrestling Chronicles. I'm going to try to answer them, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions, I'm here for the next few minutes. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, comments, I greatly appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, please tell me, shout me out, ask me a question. I would love to hear from you. What this is a brand new show, brand new formula. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Chronicles will return in March. We'll be back in March, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling Chronicles, once a month, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling Chronicles is here for you. Got some stories. We can do a Q&A. If you got any questions in the chat, let me know. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, and I will answer them as expeditiously as I can possibly can. And hit the like button. Folks, hit the like button. And subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to the Hardcore Sports. We greatly appreciate it. If you like content, ladies and gentlemen, look no further than the Hardcore Sports Network. Look no further than the Hardcore Sports, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions before we wrap this up, let me know in the chat. I'm here for you. Don't be shy. Ask a question. Ask a question, and I'll try to answer it. Ladies and gentlemen, ask me anything. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a good debut show. This has been a great debut show. I gave you some wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen. Who's ready for story time with Earl Cole, baby? Took a page out of Adam Cole's book, ladies and gentlemen. Who's ready for story time, baby? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a programming note. I guess nobody has a question. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a programming note. We're going to be back with Monday Night Raw on Monday night. And it is the Go Home Show. It is the Go Home Show for Monday Night Raw. We hope that you're going to join us for Monday Night Raw on Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, as we give to you, as we bring to you. It'll be Hall of Fame Sarah, Hall of Fame Denise, Hall of Fame Cherry, and I will bring you Monday Night Raw from Anaheim, California, the Honda Center, ladies and gentlemen, formerly known as the Arrowhead Pond, ladies and gentlemen. So that is happening in the Cook Pot, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have a question before we go, ladies and gentlemen, shout me out. Ask a question. Chad, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone that was in the chat today. Mitch Kofsky, thank you so much for your time and energy. Justin, thank you for being here today and debuting here on the Wrestling Chronicles in the chat. We want to thank everybody who's been a loyal soldier. Sarah Hapkin, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Sarah, for your time and energy. She popped in briefly, and she popped out, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again. Thank you again to everyone that's in the chat. And we greatly appreciate it. And thank you to Mitch. Thank you everyone at Hardcore Sports. And this has been fun. This has been great. I've had a good time so far with these streams, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a testament of what we do here at the Hardcore Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. So with all of that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have any questions, don't forget, It's story time. Yes, it is, Chad. It is. Chad, do you have a question for me? Do you have any questions for me? I'm more than happy to answer it. I'm more than welcome to answer it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those were the headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the headlines. And um, this has been great. This has been great. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Chronicles returns in March. Ladies and gentlemen, it's story time with Earl, baby. Chad, thank you so much for that comment. You're such a loyal soldier. And thank you all to all of our loyal soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, from Wesley to Chad to everybody, Wesley to Chad to Sean C. Naughty, thank you all so much, and thank you greatly. I greatly appreciate it. Um, so and again, we want to thank you all for watching us here at the Hardcore Sports. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook. Follow the Hardcore Sports on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great Facebook page. Like that page. Ladies and gentlemen, and again, thank you all so much for tuning into the Wrestling Chronicles. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you all don't have anything for me, then I don't have anything for you. We went through the stories, we shared our thoughts on them, ladies and gentlemen, but this has been a great debut, and we want to thank you all for watching us here at the Hardcore Sports, and thank you for watching my show, and thank you for watching the debut of the Wrestling Chronicles. We'll be back with more of the Wrestling Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with more of the concept of the Wrestling Chronicles on March. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back in March. So again, thank you all so much for in the chat. Thank you all for everybody. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the love. I'm Earl Cole, ladies and gentlemen. And this has been the Wrestling Chronicles, powered by the Hardcore Sports. We'll see you on Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you Monday night for Monday Night Raw.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.